Hey, what's up, people? This is Charles. I am Brandon Madison of Nexxlegacy Radio, and I have with me a guest tapping in to talk about his journey because that man got like 500 million jobs that I know we need to discuss and talk about. You know what I'm saying? He's not just a comedian, he's a poet, he's an actor, he's an artist. We have Stephan Caddell right here, right now on Next Legacy. What's up, my man? What's up with it? What's up with it?
Oh man, chilling, man. How's it going?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for the tap in before the holidays. So happy holidays to start out with you and yours. And I'm glad you you up in your facilities in your back cave, so to speak, just staying warm and staying out of trouble. That's what it is.
Yeah, most definitely. And of course, happy white man's holiday to you too.
Hey man, hey, see, and that's why I don't say like Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to folks because people don't, some people don't, you gotta start talking about Kwanzaa. It's just too complicated, bro. So let's just say Happy Holidays to those who celebrate that or don't, because hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like now I'll do the Kwanzaa part.
There you
That's
go.
as
There
far as
you
I'll
go.
go
There
with it.
you go. There
I'll
you
do
go.
that. You know what I'm saying? That's as far as I'll go.
There it is.
But all that other stuff, man, it's like, here's the thing with these holidays, right?
Tell us.
Man, I'm gonna do like the negative and the positive of it.
Tell
Okay.
us.
When you come these holidays, you dig, it's for one, it ain't nothing but a money spending thing. You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying? Because these holidays got a lot of devilish meanings behind it. You dig what I'm saying? So, even if you go back to slavery, for an example, man, Black Friday, that was the day that they used to auction off slaves for 30 to 50% off. Auction. So if you was a used slave that they could just get rid of, for cheap, the
Hey,
masses all out there, got
they
their hand up and all that bullshit. I'm
they
like,
They also
for
had
real?
they had a buy one get one free type of thing too. You know what I mean? Like if you had the mom, then the mom was pregnant, you had a double hit where they would get one free. And if they don't be a boy, because you be one of them bucking black dudes or whatever it is that you got going on, and they were like, oh, we could definitely do that. So yeah, they had all them things
Yeah.
on, man. Hey, for real.
Don't let it be one of them don't let it be one of them little black boys as they see that they can see the man dingo in him already. They like, oh, we gonna put him on the tractor now. I mean, he'll be cutting grass at 7 years old and shit.
For real. hey,
You
hey,
know,
can you see any 7-year old doing that right now in this day and age, bro?
man, you know what? With not all, but with some of these, man, with some of them, hell no. Man, it's some lazy motherfuckers out here, man. Don't get me wrong. It's some that will work. I will give that. It's some that
For
will
real.
work and all that stuff. You dig what I'm saying? But man, it's some lazy motherfucker. I mean, it's like
Hey,
they don't even care no more, man.
hey,
You know?
7 years old. I just wanted to play, man. I wasn't thinking about work, bro. No, man. I just want to go play with my friends, man. That's all I want to
Yeah,
do.
well,
That's
hell,
all I
I
want
did.
to
I played with my friends right after I got through cutting grass.
do. You see, that's
You know
that's the
how some
hustler though.
idiotic shit that is?
Bruh, you remember the days where and I'm outdated both of us, but you remember the days we would knock on people's door wanting to take their trash out for $1 or something like that. Did you do that? You did that? You had that. You did. You did, right?
Yeah. Every now and then I did that.
Yeah.
Because that dollar came in handy.
Yeah.
That dollar came in handy as a kid. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man,
I mean, the currency rate of that dollar now is basically $20 now.
for real.
Shit.
For real. Hey man, tell the people a little bit about Stephan Caddell, because I mean, right before we went live, man, he was making me laugh. Your energy is infectious, bro. So tell people how you got into, not just the, comedian, acting, artist, everything that you do, man. Like, tell people a little bit about yourself, bro.
Okay, well, I mean, how I got into the artwork wise when I was a kid, I was always drawing when I was a kid, and then it got to, a point where, when I started running the streets, I started doing graffiti, so it was like when I was going to high school, man, I realized I couldn't go to no regular college or whatever, because I was that kid that was always drawing on a notebook, drawing, on the desk, drawing on the chalkboard, graffitiing up the bathroom wall. I was that kid, you know. So I mean, don't get me wrong, I got my studies in and stuff like that, but I was always that kid that was just drawing, and I tried doing, community college. That didn't work because I wasn't doing nothing but partying my ass off. Shit, I'm talking about, look, I was going, no community colleges, right? It ain't nothing but a ghetto version of Animal House.
Basically.
Or should I say, a hood version of that movie, How High?
How High?
With Red Man and Method Man. Because look, I remember one time going to a party on a Monday night, and it was jumping. And back, when we was growing up, the house parties was the thing then.
Right.
So I was going to a house party, on a Monday night, and it was jumping. I'm talking, they had the punch bowl with the Everclear and all that shit. No, and we was getting towed down, knowing damn well everybody had to wake up the next morning and take their final exam.
No doubt.
Now, that's crazy.
Yep.
So that's what I realized. I couldn't do a regular college, man. I had to go back to an art college. I had to go to an art college in order for me to, function.
So when did acting become a thing for you then?
You know what? That just came down the line because it started off with me doing stand-up. Mm-hmm. It started off with me doing stand-up, when I've been doing stand-up for the past almost 20 years now. It's just that within those years, I say about give it about maybe 7-8 years later, that's when the acting eventually just came into play, because I was just steady doing stand-up comedy. Artwork was the main thing. I did do a little poetry here and there, but then it was like at poetry events, people kept telling me that I had to do comedy, and keep in mind, I'm not no knock joke telling person. I just tell like it is and call it like I see it, and so so I just went on doing the comedy wise, and as I was doing the comedy, the acting just came along where when I first got to do We the People with Gloria Allred, that was like 12, 13 years ago, something like that. I just saw an opportunity and I just went for it. And, I think they was filming that, I think it was like in Culver City somewhere. And so I just went on and did it, end up, and keep in mind, those court shows, they really fake. They really be real cases, but they just have actors and comedians play the people that, go to court.
Tell the truth, bro. Tell that truth.
Yeah. Yeah. But I looked at it as a good opportunity, and then I just went on, kept on continuing doing it, man, from doing the extra work, being an extra in Straight Outta Compton and Bar Rescue Long Beach, stuff like that. And all the way to pretty much up to Temperature Rising.
So tell the folks a little bit about Temperature Rising, your character and your relationship with Olga, because Shout out to that dude, Temperature Rising. You know, people can see it's available now. If you scan the QR code, that'll take you right to the Tubi hit. It's free to watch. Scan that QR code. Tell folks, tell folks a little bit about you on Temperature Rising.
Um, well, on shouts out to Oba Oswald, man, for putting me in the movie, man. I appreciate it a lot. Shouts out to the movie Temperature Rising and all the actors that played in it. Mine was just I played a CO, working in jail, and next thing you know, it's like I delivered this package. The package came up short, and it's so, and the inmate, this heifer had the nerve to pull a shank out on my ass. I'm like, God damn, you busted now, shit. But
hey, do you find these roles, like, especially if you playing somebody that's either gonna get got or somebody that's gonna do the getting? Do you find the either role, like, interesting to play because you got to come either bring the pain or you got to come with some pain or be in pain or whatever the case may be?
You said, do I find these
Yeah,
roles?
do you find them a little interesting? Because sometimes if you playing a role where like, man, I gotta act like I'm damn near about to die or I'm dead. You know what I mean? And you gotta deliver some dying scenes or some shit like that. Or if you about to inflict some pain on somebody, like, each one is a different way. You gotta roll off and do what you do, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's definitely interesting to a point because it's like you can just imagine basically if you have heard about situations like that before or kind of witnessing and stuff like that, then it's like you can imagine what it's like, just pretty much you can imagine what it's like being that
Yeah.
character. It's all about just putting yourself in that character's shoes and just go with it.
Hey, I feel like if I'm gonna play a role and I gotta die, I feel like I'm gonna go extra. Oh Lord, I'm dying. Like, I feel like I'm about to really go there, bro. Like, I'm gonna try to get a whole bunch of Academy Awards based on that one death scene right there. People go, no, I'm dead. I'm
So basically, you're gonna do how they did in the you're gonna do how they did in them 70s
hell
movies.
yeah.
In the 70s black exploitation movies. I'm talking about they be pumping their stomach up and chest be all out. They be laying on the floor. Next thing you know, they ankles and feet up in the air. All of a sudden, they doing the centipede backwards, and next thing you know, they die.
Yeah. First I'll die with the eyes open, and then I'll start blinking, and then I'll start trying. Oh, I'm still here. I'm not dead yet. Okay, I'm about to go. I'm going now.
Oh,
I feel like I couldn't do that, man. I couldn't do it because I feel like if that's gonna be the last scene, then that's it. But even if I was in a scene where I was like, you know what, I'm inflicting pain on somebody and they're about to die, I feel like I would probably go overboard with that too. Because if I could kill you with one shot, how come I can't kick you too? Or you know what I mean? Or something. I might think I might do something.
I guess making it more entertaining as well, for people to
Yeah.
watch. I believe that that's one of the things that, I mean, not saying there ain't people that die like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, but but hey, but at the same time, it's pretty much more of something to give the people to watch.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, I think it is, man. I think it's interesting because when you get into a character, man, I'm sure you know this, and I'm sure the other people that do your business know this. You gotta read it. You gotta go over it when it comes to the script joints. You gotta figure that out. You gotta know what angle you gotta be in. And I know you're heavily directed, but I mean, there's some science behind. No matter what role you play, it could be a big role or a small one. You still gotta, put yourself in position. Where you gotta come out the gate and do your job, so you won't have to retake, right?
Right, absolutely. And when it comes to doing that, it's all about just making sure that you fall into the character um as deeply as possible while you playing the character, and making sure that everything goes, the way that the director wanted, the way that director, wanted, needed, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. It's amazing. So, how did you get that role? Like, what's your relationship with Ova when it came down to it? Did he choose you, or did you all choose each
Uh,
other? How did it work?
he chose me. He chose me because it was like he'd been seeing my stand up, for years. So when he was looking for actors, and he saw that I'll, fit this particular character, and I pretty much read the script. I was like, wow, okay, yeah, they always been. Hey, I've been casted as a cop before, so you know. So this ain't no
Yeah,
different. So okay,
yeah.
yeah.
No, I feel you. Shout out to him with this being one of his directorial debuts and that stuff that on Tubi and Apple and some of these other spots. I mean, over 1 million views has been a good look. Like, how do you feel about it when someone tells you, man, that thing got over 1 million, almost 2 million views, man?
Man, I feel great, man. I mean, I'm happy that it got over 1 million views, and I'm looking forward to get 1 million
There you
more.
go.
Um, it's a great feeling, man. I mean, it got to a point, it was a couple of people I ran across, a couple of my comedian friends on had nerve. You ain't have to do that girl like that. That's the reason why she pulled that straight. Yo, you're like, get your ass on, goddamn it now. It's just that.
but you know what? That's what made that whole scene wild though, is because I was like, like me, ever since I linked up with my man, like, I've been, doing these tours of press and stuff like that on his behalf, on my behalf, to support a good movie. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Just because I watched it a few times. So I'm like, man, that was cold, but I just feel like that need to be done, man. I mean, just saying, like, it needs to
Yeah.
be done. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
I love it though. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, me too.
All right, I'm gonna pivot to comedy because I think that's one of the things that was captured by not just Ova, but I just think your energy is pure, you know, comedy energy. So you've been doing it for a long time. So have you been making jokes or making fun of people since you were little, or when did this pop off where you was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna be a comedian and I'm gonna be a good one.
You know what, man? It was like people told me I ought to be a comedian for a long time because it was like whenever I told stories, I always told things like I saw it. And next thing you know, it just happened to be funny. I ain't even know how funny it was till they started laughing. And I used to be like, damn, what you laughing for? This shit ain't no damn joke. Well, hold on. So then next thing I'm acting like old boy off the Goodfellas. I'm like, do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh? Funny how, motherfucker. Shit. So but yeah, so then, it was like down the line, man. That's when my friends told me, it was like, what, you ought to do comedy. People were saying it for a long time. I remember that, when I first really started it was that when I know one time when it was a comedy contest, this was like, man, many years ago, somebody pushed me, one of my homeboys pushed me out on the stage, boom. And next thing you know, bam, I'm there. I'm like, all right, I just started talking and bam, I came in like second place. Okay. Now, when I first really started getting into it, was about 20 years ago when I when I went to a poetry scene and did this one poem, and next thing you know, the host told me how to do comedy. So then it was like I was going to the Comedy Store in La Jolla at the time, for open
Right.
mic. And keep in mind, the first time me going to this open mic, I had a half pint of wild turkey in my back pocket.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And half of that half
Wait,
pint was gone.
wait, come on. Wild turkey, like.
I ain't had the 94 proof. I had the 101 proof. And half of that half pint was gone. So, the host told me, hey, you got 3 minutes. Go ahead, knock it out. And I was like, okay. Boom. Went on and did the 3 minutes. Bam. He was like, okay, come back next week. I was like, all right, cool. And I just kept coming back. So then it was like when I started finding ways to, network and all that stuff. Keep in mind, when I started, it was like at the last days where you had to have a 5-minute skit on a burnt DVD. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, that's the new dinosaur right there. So I used to have like at least 7 CDs in those CD slides. And, I used to just pass them out to promoters, managers, whoever, where I went to a show at, see, hey, get anybody, get whoever to book me. So one day when I went to this comedy show down in San Diego in 4th and B, I ended up meeting LJ Brown, comedian LJ Brown, legendary comedian, king of the IE. He, I remember that I gave him my CD, he gave me his card, and then he called me up. Well, we was playing phone tag for a few weeks. Then we finally got in touch. He put me in a comedy contest, and it was in Upland. I think it was Old Ball Brewery, I think. And it was like 12 comedians there. Each one of us did a great job. It was a great show. I loved it. And I ended up coming in 5th place.
Okay.
And from that point, I just kept on doing it, man. I mean, it was like when the CD era faded out. Well, when the burnt DVD era faded out, that's when people was like, well, you got to have a YouTube page. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay. That's when the technology was starting to pick up a little bit. It was, starting to pick up more. So when I used to open up for some local rappers, because they was always putting their music and all that stuff on YouTube and Reverb Nation and SoundCloud, all that stuff, I was like, oh, why not, put my comedy on there? So it was a couple of rappers I knew that showed me the ropes on how to do that. And so when I started doing my own comedy skits, in which, keep in mind, you remember those old block Nokia phones?
Yeah, the ones that you could never kill. The ones you could throw it, people could run over it, whatever. Those things never die, bruh. Never.
Look, you could put that phone in a sock and whoop somebody's ass with that phone. They'll still be in some good shape.
For real.
Yeah. Man, look, I remember I was filming. I know I was one of the first few out there that was filming off those Nokia phones, right? So, I'm being creative. Now I'm working with whatever I got. I ain't had nothing but just that phone. So, when I started looking at how certain people do they own little videos and stuff like that, because me, I wanted to be original as possible. So what I started doing, I started like putting my own artwork in the background, just so once again they can see, okay, this is all me. I'm advertising myself, and then I had to editing process wise, I had to do some Bubba Skillet and Leroy shit on this one. I had to I made sure I had a mirror in front of me and a mirror on the side of me. Turn that phone where I could look at the reflection, from my face from the phone through the mirror, so I can line it up a bit. Keep in mind, my arm was a tripod at the time, and I had to move my finger up just to gently press it, and all of a sudden, bing, and then I'm recording myself real quick, and after that, turn it off thing. Next thing you know, I got a skit, even though, hey, I had to be my own tripod.
This guy said
I had to be my own
his
tripod.
arm was the tripod, y'all. Just saying.
Yeah. And next thing you know, that's how I started filming the skits until, they started updating on the technology more till I got me a newer phone and finally got a real tripod.
Hey, but listen, the fact that you tried with a Nokia where you could put, like you said, you could get a sock, put a Nokia phone on there and whoop somebody ass, probably do damage to them as well. Those things, I'm telling you, when y'all people who didn't grow up in that era don't understand. Like, that thing was one of the first ones to roll out. But I told you could throw it on the ground, you could throw it at somebody, you could probably kill them, whatever. Like, you could do some serious damage with them with that goddamn phone. So listen, for you to be able to start working on it with that is amazing in itself. But it sounds like you had no quit in you to do. So when you look at comedy today, man, like, I feel like there's so much material. I just feel like there's so much material because you get a lot of people crashing out right now. Some deservingly, and some because they're stupid, and some because they're still stupid. So if you look at this day and age of comedy where people want to talk about trying to put a muzzle on certain things, how do you feel about the game of comedy now? Because it's there, but people are so sensitive now too. At the end of the day, man, it's crazy.
Man, you know what? It's funny that you asked me that question because I see certain comedians now. It's like, don't get me wrong, there's definitely some good new ones out there that I definitely like. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of good new comedians out there that I like for sure. But it's like with certain ones that's out there, not all, but certain ones, it's kind of like not the same as how it was, back in those Comic View days or those Def Comedy Jam days when everything was just raw and uncut to the bone. You dig what I'm saying? And I can understand PG, I can understand clean comedy. Hey, I'm cool with that. There's a couple of times I have did PG and clean comedy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's like, look, let all the categories be what they are, so when people come together, hey, maybe they can work with each other and different shows where at least that person that usually does the X-rated stuff, at least if they do a clean show, they'll have in mind like, okay, I can't do this particular joke at this one, but at least I can do this other one at this particular show. So, it's all about, just switching shit up.
Yep.
And if a clean comic or PG comic want to do a show that's, where that particular club is known for doing, hey, X-rated, but they don't do X-rated, hey, let them go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because it's like some of the comedy now, man, I'll be like, okay.
Yeah, it's
all right.
It don't have a lot of heart, Stephan. I mean, it's just to me it's weird because we came from an era where not just the Richard Pryors and the Red Fox and we had comedy on records at one point in time. And I remember my mama used to, she used to have it out there. I used to listen to it, amongst other records that I had, but it was just different. And like you mentioned, the Comic Views and the Def Jams and stuff like that, like we were and I was watching some old In Living Color stuff, man, and some of that stuff was lit to the point now, like if people do it now, people got a whole set of different feelings that they want to get hurt by based on what they see. And that's not people forget that comics and comedy is supposed to be lighthearted. It's supposed to be, even if you jab at me for a little bit, it's all in fun. It's nothing personal, stuff like that. Now, everybody's overly sensitive and they all need therapy.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, pretty much, man, because if you look at like I do like, all the Living Color and the Mad TV,
Yeah.
from the Chappelle Show to the Mencina Show, all the way to Wild 'N Out. I do like those,
Mhm.
But it's like if you go back, I remember watching this interview on Jimmy Walker from Good Times,
Yeah.
right? And I remember that, keep in mind, Jimmy Walker, he was originally a comic that just got a big
Mhm.
break. And of course, if you think about it, at that time in the 70s, man, I can imagine how it was hard for a comic to get a big break on TV then,
Yep.
So, shouts out to Jimmy Walker for
Yeah.
that. And but when I heard that, quote unquote, from what I heard, that the two other actors, John Amos and Esther Rolle, didn't like the fact that he played JJ, the way he played the character on there, it was so stereotypical. But in which, from what I heard, that Jimmy Walker, he understand that, but it is what it is. But I also looked at, when you look at Good Times and you look at the character JJ played, if you really deeply think about it, you always got that one particular kid in the hood that they sense of humor helped them get through a whole lot of hard times.
Bro. Tell it. There's always one in a household,
you know what I'm
or
saying?
something like that. You are so right.
If you deeply think about it, they sense they know they was going through a tragic time, but they sense of humor helped them get through. And if you can't like at least have some kind of sense of humor to help you get through about it, of course you gotta have ways of delivering it, making sure that it's safe enough for the people to hear, but raw and uncut enough for you to accept the truth.
Yeah, I think you're right about Jimmy Walker, and he was a comedian before he got Good Times anyway. So, and he was a comedian during that, because he would go to comedy circuits outside of, like, after he was done on set at Good Times. Like, he would run with a few comedians that was in, they all had like a little thing that they were all united together when it came to that. You mentioned that, and also Shirley Hemphill, who played Shirley on What's Happening as well. She was active in comedy, and when had the Ernest Thomas and even Fred Berry, aka Rerun, who were negotiating, and in some cases during that run, they held out. Shirley was fine financially because she was doing that show, plus she was making money doing comedy. So, you have the hustle element to, this game. And especially now, I feel like it's magnified times 10, because, if someone, now they got to police you as far as what you got to say and how you say it. It's just weird, man. So for you to still keep pushing is great, because, honestly, bro, we need like different kind of energies, man. Like I said, man, it's a lot going on right now we could make fun of, and we should, because the world is on fire. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, man. It's like you need some type of sense of humor about things while you're going through these things, because the simple reason, it's like when you had comics way back, in the 70s or whatever, I remember like seeing, like, I used to watch Sanford and Son all the time, right? Which Red Fox was one of my influences. Now, the thing I loved about Sanford and Son was that you had this black business owner that just happened to be a junk man, living right in the middle of Watts, had his own business, but he was going off on everybody because if you really looked at it, if you really pay attention, he knew that the world was fucked up.
Yeah.
If you really pay attention to it, he knew the world was fucked up, but he just had a sense of humor about it, just saying things.
He was George Jefferson before George Jefferson was George Jefferson, to be real. Like, he was that guy. It's funny that you mentioned Sanford and Son, because I watched a few episodes the other night, man. And it was one in particular where, like you said, he's junk man, right? He had this, he got this whole company with his son or whatever. So, the tax man came and tallied up how much they made for the year. They made $6,000 for the whole year. For the whole year. For the whole year.
Yeah.
You don't hear me, people. That was back in the day. What was that, the
Yeah.
70s or something like that? As a businessman, you
That was definitely early and mid
got
70s for
man.
sure.
Saying that is just to say, man, times have changed. And sometimes, especially with us, because of who we are, you gotta have
Yeah.
some kind of humor about what's going on in not just your life, but in the world, because I don't care. I don't care how many times I'm gonna mention it, man. This shit's it's crazy today. It's crazy. Crashing out. You get
Yeah,
live
it is.
online, people crashing out. You see the world's crashing out, the government's crashing out, everybody's crashing out to the point where it's funny to me now. It's not even like sad anymore. It's just like it's just it's
Yeah.
just this whole world
Yeah.
is a
And
joke right now. It's just hilarious to me in a way, and it's sad at the same time, man. It's crazy.
yeah, and the thing is, oh, by the way, right along with Sanford and
Yes, sir.
Son, man, you couldn't get no down earth. You couldn't get no down earth than
Nah,
that. That was the most down to earth show you can ever
nah,
watch.
exactly.
Shouts out to rest in peace to Red
For real.
Fox. But yeah, man, you know what? It's so much going on in the world now. For one, I ain't ate McDonald's in damn near 20 years.
I feel like there's a reason why that you want to tell the world and yourself. So tell it. Why haven't you, sir?
Well,
Why?
because they be serving that Jeffrey Dahmer meat. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? Especially in this day and age, like I feel like it was freer. I mean, as kids, we went out and played. We went, we ate shit off a food truck that was probably suspect too, and we still lived to tell the tale about it or whatever. But now it's just like they light you up with like, whatever you ingest. If you go to like, see, I had to do away with fast food restaurants years ago just because of, I just want to be better health wise, right? But you never know what you eat because your
Right,
stomach
right,
might glow in the dark that night or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy.
right,
It ain't
right, right.
something ain't right, man. It was that the Keep Sweat song?
Man,
Something just ain't right.
same right, so ain't. I mean, man, way to be serving some of this shit out now, man. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, because think about it. I mean, when I said that, I've been saying that for the longest, right? For years. Everybody thought I lost my damn mind until I say during the
Mhm.
pandemic, when that Dahmer special came on Netflix, about Dahmer, damn, you was right, man. Damn. You was yeah. And guess who he was eating?
Hey, chocolate.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. He was eating our black ass. He was eating our black
Chocolate.
asses. Yeah.
Chocolate.
So you got folks so you mean to tell me that you got motherfuckers out there serving this Jeffrey Dahmer meat and they eating some of us on top of
Oh
that?
yeah. Chocolate. They
Yeah.
had
Man,
hey
hell
bro, he
no.
had chocolate, he had dark chocolate, he had like white chocolate too. He had
Yep.
milk chocolate, like he had milk chocolate and caramel, like he had all kinds of different types of chocolate. I'm just saying, bro.
He had all kinds of chocolate. And hey, you could and also another reason why he used to work at a chocolate factory too. That's the reason why he had all kinds of chocolate. You can look
I
it
know,
up.
I know.
You look
I
it
know
up.
people don't know what we said is
Shit.
true, bro. Like people don't get that there, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
Man, so
man.
listen, how outside of managing and still hanging on to, your career, I'm gonna go back to you as an artist. Are you a lefty or nah?
Righty.
Righty, okay. Yeah, because most left-handed artists that I know is left-handed clearly, but I always feel like this when it comes to like art. Like it'll no matter what goes on in your life, you can always go back to that because that's always like a fucking outlet to a degree, right? So
Yeah.
are you still drawing or what are you doing on the art level yourself?
Oh, I still be drawing to this day. Of course, I participate in I have participated in a lot of art exhibits over the years. I haven't participated in that many of them, ever since the pandemic, because there's been certain galleries that's been open, certain galleries that's closed. Um, so I participate like even it's like a few tattoo shops now that I know of that throw art exhibits and stuff like that. So I participate in those mainly as
Okay.
well. So yeah, I still get into it.
Okay. So with all the things you got to do or that you do, your 5 million jobs that I know you have, because you're you and I know you now, so I know what you do, man. You do everything you possibly can to keep it moving. So with all these jobs you got going on, how satisfied are you with your trajectory as far as who you want to be, where you want to go, stuff like that?
You know what, man? I definitely look for, the best and the greatest. And I'm gonna continue on doing that, because I know that, hey, I always look for things to pursue in higher standards, and higher standards is what, I definitely, love the most. So I'm pretty sure it's definitely gonna get a lot more greater, a lot more fantastic, a lot more just hey, just fabulous in his own way. Period.
Hey, y'all, it's real when he says fabulous. Just saying. Just saying. Just saying.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, it's real when you start getting motherfuckers saying it's fabulous though. And it's fabulous, I mean, hey, there's some real direction in your life journey. And I'm laughing, but I'm still serious at the same time. Like I love it though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nothing but pure hustle, man, especially now when it's needed the most. So, how you feeling about social media these days, bro?
You know what, man? Social media is a gift and a curse.
Yep.
Yeah, because now the gift part is that you can use it to network, advertise yourself, network with other people in a good way, network business, do business, and all this other stuff, do research, everything, Um, if you think about the internet in general, it's really the modern day main library.
Basically.
Because think about it. When back then, before the internet, you had to go to the main library if you wanted to find out some real deep, true topics. But it'll take you about maybe a few weeks for you to find out because you got to research and keep researching through a whole lot of books, through a whole lot of magazines and stuff like that. And you had to have a librarian to help you. Now, man, it only takes like a couple of seconds, maybe a couple of minutes, in order for you to do that research now. So that's the beauty about that. And it's a lot of people have out there that have found out a lot of underground truth, especially a lot of underground African-American truth, indigenous people truth that's out there that they kept hiding from us, all this time. So hey, I'm good with that part. Now, since I done got that part out the way, now this the curse on social media. You got too many motherfuckers out there that just they literally put their dirt out there on social media, literally.
Everything.
And you ain't realizing that motherfuckers is using this social media just to put them cuffs on your ass. So you really busting yourself out.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I mean, man, look, I see all this. You see all this. Fighting on the internet and stuff like that. Even though, don't get me wrong, so it be certain fights on there that do be kind of funny though. I ain't gonna lie. It'd be a few of them that
Pure
be kind of funny.
comedy, no pun intended. When people be just doing
Yeah,
the most on these things. But go ahead, bro. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
But it just be some that just be too outrageous to a point that I'm like, wow, you had to put this on the net.
Right.
I mean, I can understand that. It's the truth out there on what some people are doing now. But at the same time, it's like, damn, for real? So it just got to the point, man, because there's so many videos out there. It just got to the point that, man, some of them videos I just bypass.
Yeah.
I mean, not knocking anybody that, puts them out there or whatever. It's just that, hey, I'm not, I just bypass it, because I'm not the type, I'm not that see the Lois Tucker type, that's gonna be out there with picket signs and all that old bullshit, motherfucker, doing all that, oh, you doing this and all that old Aunt Esther talking and all that. But no, I'm not finna do that, because the volume on my TV or on my phone, it goes up and down just like everybody else. So either I just turn the channel or just turn it off.
So
this
is a public service announcement to those who live on social media to break up on social media, to flaunt their relationships on social media, to stunt on social media, even though you ain't got shit. But I'm just saying, like, those who do that, tread lightly. The reason why is because when your truth comes and smacks you upside your head, then you gonna be offline for a while. And then Stephan, you know how they go. Like, when they're offline for a while, oh, I'm back. I took a sabbatical because I wanted to find myself and shit like that or whatever. No, your rent wasn't paid, so you had to figure out how you could work your ass off to go get what you got to get so you could be able to maintain, or you lost something. Let's just keep it a buck there too. So you know what? Hey, they come for you if you stop faking. Just, you're right. It is a blessing and a curse. I just use it as a tool, and that's it. Like, it's
yeah. Me same here. Me too. I use it as a tool as well.
Yeah. And that's it. And that's it. That's all. So hey man, a couple more questions with you before we tap out. So with your whole thing that you got going on, because I always find poetry as a any artist that I know, to me it always kind of ties in with poetry. Even as a comedian, there's always like music attached to a lot of stuff. Like, there's always soundtracks to your life, so to speak. So, random question, but if you, as an artist, not as a comedian, but as an artist that likes to draw, if you had a song that matched your energy as an artist, what would that be?
Wow, that's a hell of a good question right there. I had a song that will match my
as
energy
an artist.
As an artist, I say, I'm trying to think of which song, but I know it'll be by the rapper Willie D.
Okay.
Willie D is one of my favorite artists.
All right, so the soundtrack to your artist career is based on Willie D. Then it could be anything off his catalog, whatever. It's fine. Even some Ghetto Boys.
Yeah,
throw some Ghetto Boys in there too, man. There it is.
Definitely some Ghetto Boys for sure. Because the thing is, it's like with my artwork, it may be radical and stuff like that, but it also has a message. It also speaks volumes on pretty much on who we are, but at the same time, it speaks volumes on indigenous people that fight back.
There it is.
There it is. It speaks volumes on that. I'm not knocking, no other black artwork, because there's a lot of good black artists out
No
there.
doubt.
I just got tired of seeing the same old Martin Luther King and all that stuff. I'm like, what about Nat Turner?
Right.
What about these do something that's dedicated to the revolutionaries out there that that pretty much fought back, that they don't put in history books or they don't put in school history books. What about Tunis Campbell? You can look him up, and he was Nat Turner 2.0.
That's right.
It's like I just let other artists do their thing, and which is all great. It's all love. I ain't got no problem with that. I just like to do artwork that I know is based on stuff that people are scared to speak up about.
And not only that, man, it sounds like you do stuff that's against the grain anyways, as it should. I think anybody that's an artist shouldn't have to cater to what everybody else is doing. Like, because to me, that's just not really art. That's you just conforming to what it is that you think people want to see. But I promise you this, and you already know this as an artist, comedian, poet, actor, all that. If your art form is your way, and people will appreciate that regardless. People may flock to what they know, but at the end of the day, they're going to appreciate what it is that you are putting out, because it's yours. I mean, you own your art. You create it yourself. It's in your mind. It's what you do. And, that should be valued and appreciated and shit like that too. So what about the comedian side of music as a comedy guy? What is like one of your favorite intro songs, or what is a song that you feel like, if if I could name one song that is a theme of who I am as a comedian, what song would that be?
The legendary rapper DOC, The Formula.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, is it that one we comes with high energy? Right at
yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's it right there, though, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Man, this has been fun, man. Can you get the people where can they find you on social media, man?
You can go on Instagram, Night Train 107 _. Of course, that's spelled NIT. Well, NITE. Wait a minute. Excuse me. NITETRAIN 107 _. You can check me out on YouTube, Mr. Night Train 1. That's MRNITETRAIN 1. Also, you can definitely you can Google my name, Stephan Caddell, and I'm pretty sure I'll just pop up on whatever my social media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter.
Hey,
so you can just hit me up on
confused with the Night Train that is in your current liquor stores right now. Maybe they still got it. I don't know if they still got it. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
they still got it?
Oh, they still sell that nigga on the corner shit?
All right, they still got it? Yeah. Let's not confuse you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Follow my man on Night Train.
I ain't the liquor. I'm not the alcohol. That's just the name that I have. So
for real. Hey man, I appreciate you for tapping in. Give some shout outs to people that you can think of off the top of your head, man. We randomly shout out people because they might love hearing their name.
Yeah. Man, I give shout outs to Oba Oswald, man, for putting me in, putting me in this movie, and of course, and some more in the future. So I definitely give much shout outs to him. Shout outs to Diabolic Jams, and of course DJ Audio Vamp from Diabolic Jams, from having me, producing, some of my stuff as far as the poetry CDs and all that stuff, and is working with him as an artist. Of course, shout out to LJ Brown, comedian LJ Brown, that's the king of the IE, in which he was the one that actually, started putting me on that comedy stage for real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and it just, hey, I just, continue on doing it. So definitely shout outs to him as well. And of course, shout out to, other comedians I work with that put me on their shows, book me and all that stuff. And, hey, shout outs to all the fans, anybody, to all the fans or anybody that just follows me and sees all my comedy skits, my shows, and all that stuff, art exhibits, the whole nine, movies, everything. So I get a shout out to everybody that follows.
There you go.
For good reason.
There you go. Not the haters who, well, actually, yeah, let's shout out the haters who just watch you. They don't comment. They don't, you know what I mean? Shout out to them too.
Oh,
like, we gotta shout them out as well.
All right, well, now she said
Why
it.
not?
Yeah, shout out to you damn haters that's watching.
Keep watching.
Yeah. He the one that said to love you. Even though I know you ain't worth two dead fly smash, but shout out to watching. I mean, I know your ass, got the brain of a Fruit Loop getting ate up by a tadpole, but shout out to all the haters that's watching. But
he said the brain of a Fruit Loop.
Of a Fruit Loop getting ate up by a tadpole.
So listen, Stephan, if you got the brain of a Fruit Loop, what happens when they get touched up by not just milk, but maybe it might be raining, their head might be a little soggy, that Fruit Loop will then turn into mush. Nothing.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. So my advice to you haters out there, guess what? You just need to hustle as hard as you hate. That's just the bottom line.
Okay.
You just need to hustle as hard as you hate. You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to my homeboy Top Dog from the LBC Players.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And he passed that quote down. Hey, maybe you should hustle as hard as you hate. If you got all that time for you to do all that hating so damn much that your ass end up spending $5 a month on Tums, running yourself racket and shit, then your ass got enough time for you to go out and get your hustle on, get a job or something. You dig what I'm saying? Instead of just hating on every goddamn body. Hell, get some help, get some counsel. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, come on.
Lock it in, y'all.
Just don't go to them Catholic preachers though. No, I wouldn't talk to them.
Stay away from them.
No, stay away from them motherfuckers. No.
Listen, man.
They will, No, I ain't gonna
I had a ball.
Stay away from them. But just with you some help.
I had a ball hanging out with you, man. Let's do it again.
Man.
As an artist, I could see you having, a lot of success doing what you're doing because it's coming from the heart. I want to see like an exhibit, get yourself situated where you can be able to have people pay to see your art or whatever the case may be, because I think, anytime, you're alive and you're able to do this, to be able to show this to the world, that's important. As a comedian, man, how can, if someone wants to book you, how can they book you on a comedian tour type thing?
They can easily hit me up on online, on Instagram and stuff like that. Better yet, no, just email me midnightdesigns2000@yahoo.com. That's MIDNITEDESIGNS 2000@yahoo.com. You can just hit me on that email, And hey, we'll just go from there.
Let me ask you a final question. So you got Midnight Designs as an email. You got Night Train popping up too. So do you do a lot of your best work at night, bro? Just kind of feel like you do.
You know what? For some reason, it seemed like I always been that way, where I just do my work all the way till it gets close to midnight. You know, I mean, hey, I ain't gonna wake up in the morning and do it. So
I just feel like you got a lot of.
I would. But
this motherfucker right here got Night Train. He got Midnight Designs. This man is doing the business late night. So if y'all want to have him do a tour, you better call it Midnight something or Night Train, whatever, because that motherfucker's coming at you in the dark.
And it ain't the Midnight Train to Georgia. I just leave that to Gladys Knight and the Pips. I don't want, no, I ain't singing that song. Great song.
That should be one of your soundtracks, like Midnight Train to Georgia. There it is.
Okay. Well, maybe it might work, Shit. But
for real, bro. Hey man, as a poet and an actor, man, I can't wait to see you on more. Temperature Riser right now is available. You can see it on the QR code is on the bottom. Go check it out. Go see this man. Go make it, 200 million or whatever when it's all said and done. Just go support real ones doing real things. And Stephan Caddell.
Come support Temperature Rise.
Comedian.
Support Temperature Rise.
Comedian, actor, poet, artist, Stephan Caddell. That sound like a motherfucking famous name. So there it is already. There it is.
There it is.
Hey man, I appreciate you, man. Let's hang out again, man. You're a great guy, bro.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I appreciate you put me on this show, man. I had a great time, man. And I'll be glad to be another guest again.
Watch out, y'all. Nexxlegacy is gonna be taken over by the Stephan Caddell show. Ooh shit. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh,
appreciate you, man. Hey, looking forward to more power networking, and you know what I'm saying? Proud of you, bro. Keep the levels up, man. I'm proud of what you're doing for yourself and how you giving it back to people, man. It's real.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. I definitely, appreciate you putting me on the show. And man, I'm looking forward for fabulous things.
Fabulous. Not the rapper, just fabulous. There it is.
No, not the rapper. No, not the rapper. Nope. Just fabulous in general.
There it is. That's it. Salute, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, salute, bro. I appreciate it.
All right. That's my man, Stephan Caddell. I appreciate all y'all who listened and tapped in. Make sure you go ahead and check out Temperature Rising. It is available now. If you hit the QR code, scan that thing, watch that thing. It's free. I can't thank Stephan Caddell enough for giving us some, good energy, man. I love people that is real passionate about the things they do. I can't thank him enough for just, just letting y'all into his world, man. So y'all follow him, support him, book him, and just keep it moving. So subscribe, hit the notifications button. I appreciate the love. This is Charles. I am Brandon of Nexxlegacy. Until the next time, I'll see you